Hi. Did you know on New Year's Eve, a Florida man used an axe to decapitate his mother on New Year's Eve, 2014? It's true, look it up. The man was fed up with his mother nagging him about moving boxes to an attic. So this piece of fucking shit, trash bag human being, decided, nah, I don't want to move a fucking box, and decided to grab an axe and chop his mother's head off because you know why? Fuck moving them boxes. I'd rather just kill my mother instead. So yeah, Happy New Year's. So welcome to an episode of Never Mind a Broadcast, and I'm your host, Izzy Smut. So this week I did an interview with Frederic Anthony. This guy is super talented. He has a couple bands and solo projects. He's always busy, always doing something. He was even on TV. At a reality show, we discussed that. So it was a very interesting talk that I had with him. And he also sent me a song. So the song I'm going to play is called Johnny Walker. I love the message of the lyrics because it's about the lying, the cheating fucking people that can't be true. They always have to be shady about things. And it's just being lied to is the fucking worst. You know, basically stop lying. Be true to people. Don't bullshit people. Don't be a shady fuck. That's what the message of this song is, and I love that. So, I'm going to play you this song first, and I'm going to play you the interview after. So, check it out. This is Johnny Walker by Frederic Anthony, and the interview will be coming up next.
Out of sight, out of mind, I don't need your help. Sudden pictures on my wall, they don't even fall. I need to know how you surround me. Honestly, but I need to go, need to follow it. Out of sight, in my mind, I need your help. I don't find, and I'm not lying, but I need to know. I need to know how you surround me. Honestly, but I need to go, need to follow it. You're a liar in a chain. You won't see someone like me. You're a liar in a chain. You won't see someone like me. I need to know how you surround me. Honestly, but I need to go, need to follow. I need to know how you surround me.
My name is Frederic Anthony, and I am in Peasant. And right now I'm helping Scott Fitch load up his Marshall into 3 sheets right now. I wish you.
Oh, that's cool. Tell me where you're at and what show you're doing. What show you're checking out?
I'm Give me 1 second, sorry. We're going to the back. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no
We're
problem.
going to the back. We're going to the back of 3 sheets, and I just figured. I thought we were doing a. I'm talking to never end the broadcast. What's that? Oh.
It is.
Oh, it is. All right. Yeah. Say hi.
Hey.
Say hi, Scott.
Hello.
Hey. Say hi. Hey. Hi. Izzy.
Yeah, what's going
I'm
on?
gonna go back outside. Well,
Yeah.
there's a whole show going on at Three Sheets right now. I just had to help. I swear to God, I just had to help Scott. All the things coming in there. Hold on. I'm gonna walk outside.
Yeah.
My bad.
Yeah.
That's a good intro, though. It's a good intro. Oh my God, I'm back.
Awesome. So tell me more about your band and what you guys are doing and what's going on.
So I'm in. So Peasant is a 4 or 5 piece rock and roll band, and we are playing rock and roll. That's all that matters, right? And we're gonna. I don't even know what to say, but we have an EP coming out, being recorded by Firehouse 12, and we're being recorded by Sage Sound Studios. And if anybody needs a rehearsal room, come to Sage Sound Studios in Shelton. There's 3 different rooms that are just the highest quality of PA systems and all that stuff. JC drum sets and all that stuff. It's a great time. And when you show up to a rehearsal, you show up. The PA's already ready for you, and you just put your equipment on and you rock out. You don't have to deal with any of this bullshit where you fucking we're missing this thing. They have everything for you. That's where and my drummer Nathan started playing drums. He's from England, by the way, and so if you don't understand what he's saying, it's because he's from England, and so.
Well, that's awesome.
How was your day?
Cool.
How was your day?
In Shelton. Pretty damn good. I mean, I'm just hanging out. Pretty damn good. I mean, I that's cool that there's a spot in Shelton. I haven't heard of that in a minute because usually the spots are in New Haven.
I'm sorry.
So that's good to know.
Is it too loud where I'm at right now? Because I'm at Three Sheets. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, I'm at Three Sheets watching a matinee punk show here, and
yeah, it's Mitch Kramer and all that stuff and Resistors. Is Resistors playing? I'm not quite. Yeah. Good stuff.
Resistors.
I mean, I played them on the show.
Yep. You're very accustomed to that. That's pretty cool. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's good stuff. So I mean, I definitely wanted to talk to you because you've done some solo stuff and you also done stuff with other bands. You're definitely a talented dude. I mean, tell me where you got your start and what got you going into music.
So Michael Jackson. When I was a fucking kid, it's so weird because when I was a kid, I always wanted to be Michael Jackson, and then dancing and all that good shit. I always wanted to do that. I had to get out of here because everybody's like coming up to me and being like, Fred. So I'm walking away, and it's it's downpouring, by the way, too, and it's Connecticut. What day is it today? December what?
I don't even know, man.
What day is it today? Right, I don't even know either.
No.
But it's downpouring. It's gonna be raining for the next couple of days. I loved Michael Jackson when I was growing up, right? And when I went on vacation one day, and I came back from Florida with my family, and there was this Punkorama 2 volume 2 Punkorama CD in my stereo, and to this day, I'm not kidding. To this day, I don't know where it came from. No idea. I don't even know why it was in my stereo. I don't know why. I have no idea why. But I heard No Effects, The Hives, Rancid. I mean, you name it. Leftover Crack. All these bands that influenced me. And I used to not be a punk. I used to I liked the Backstreet Boys. I love pop music. So when I was a drummer too, and I loved Third Eye Blind. And when I was a kid, I had drum instructors that were the best of the best of the best, and I was a jazz drummer, and I was you ever see Whiplash?
Whiplash? No, I have not. I don't think so.
Neither have I, because everybody always tells me to watch Whiplash. It's about a drummer who got taught by fucking some crazy jazz drum instructor growing up, and Berkeley Music, they wanted me to to go to school for them, and I was like, nah, fuck you. I didn't want to even go to college. Well, but I was in a band called 27 Prophets, and we were playing all the time. Like we would sell out shows like when I was like 18. Yeah, and then it got to a point where it got too crazy, yo. It got too crazy where like fame and all that bullshit. Like we play all over the place. We played like we would tour, you know, with huge bands too, like huge bands. I mean, we opened up for Dead Kennedys without Jello. We'd open up for even in bands like dude, the Wailers. We would play with the Wailers. We play with Toots and the Maytals. Toots and the Maytals.
Wow.
I played with Toots and the Maytals. I played with so there's this time where I was playing with 27 Prophets, and the producer, his name is Artie Cuban. He was the booking agent of Bob Marley.
That's
a lot of people
crazy.
don't even.
Wow.
A lot of people don't know this about me. Is that his name is Artie Cuban, and he is, millionaire. He's like billionaire, and he was the producer of Bob Marley, and he saw us one time, and I have footage, and I'll send it to you. Of him playing with my band at some random bars called Dewey's Pub back in the day, and I used to do the open mics. And he would smoke a cigar, and everybody would smoke weed. And it was right next to a fucking police station, and that shit got shut down real fast because someone threw a fucking beer bottle at a cop car, and the cops shut it down. Yo, I swear to God, the cops shut it down, and then we kept playing. And even the cops would come in and fucking like rip it up, and then that place left and blah blah. But regardless of the fact, then it's kind of like a Nirvana thing where like I was the drummer, and then my lead guitar player, who I learned how to play, that's how I learned how to sing. So when I learned how to sing, it was because of everybody always wants to know how I sing, the way I sing. It's because of the blonde dude that was in my band. You know, I'm like Dave Grohl, you know. It's weird. It's a 3-piece, and he left for Maine and got away from all this bullshit, away from all the society that we live in, away from like everything that we can ever imagine. And now he still lives in Maine, and he lives on a farm, at a weed farm. I don't know what the fuck he does, but he, seasonal work that he does in the middle of fucking nowhere, upstate Maine, and he's my best. That's how I learned how to play my music. We were a 3-piece, just these 3 dudes that played music, and even my bassist Cravo, he lives in the middle of the woods too with his girlfriend now. He got away from social media. He got away from all the bullshit, and those are my best friends. That's how I learned how to play music. But now I'm like, I'm singing now and blah blah. It's weird how like I'm like a serious drummer, and then like nowadays when they see me play drums, they're like, oh my God, I never knew you played drums. I'm like, yeah, and it's funny because when I sing, then they go, oh, I didn't even know you sing. I always saw you play drums, but it's been far gone at this point where, like, if they see me play drums, they're like, oh my God, I didn't know you played drums like that. I'm like, yeah, fucking, that's...
And you're talented, because I saw a couple videos of you, checked out a couple videos of you playing drums. I'm like, this dude is a nasty drummer. But you also have your solo stuff, too, that you did that was really, really incredible stuff. Like, you definitely have a lot of talent with whether it's singing, or playing drums. You just have it, Some people just don't have it, but you definitely have it.
It's jazz, and it's from learning. It's from learning and being, and it sucks to learn so much, because when you learn a lot, then that's when everybody's like, when people go like, oh, I'm depressed. Like, when you say you're depressed, dude, like I'm depressed. I don't even care. I don't even know I'm depressed. I know I'm depressed, but I'm not going to tell everybody I'm depressed. I know and that means I have to go. We all go through cycles. I have to get up and make my bed and clean, and clean my fucking room. That's it.
No, but everybody handles it differently, but
right?
it's kind of, it's cool you came through like a jazz background, because I did too initially for guitar, because that's cool that, a lot of people tend to think that, a lot of, people that are in music, aren't inspired a little bit by jazz, like
right.
It's the super, You're inspired by it.
Or like something, inspired by at least something. I don't know why my phone keeps like.
Oh,
I got the new
right.
iPhone 15.
Well,
I got the new iPhone 15, and it's like it overheats or something. Like
that's
it's weird.
So
But anyways,
I saw that you were on a show before. I'm not. You don't have to talk about it if you don't want to, but it's just kind of cool that you were just like.
I got casted for a new reality TV show. I was on 90 Day Fiance episode. It was called Single Life, and I think it was like season 7. I watched a couple of it, but so the beginning of when I was on the show, I didn't know that she would say this, but like in the beginning when she said it, she goes, oh, right when it started, I remember I was like tripping on mushrooms and like no one was there, and I put it on my I'm not kidding, and I put it on like the fucking it was on, I think it was like Paramount Plus, and then Stephanie, who's like an ex-girlfriend of mine from high school. We have the like you go to these like when you do a reality show, you get put into like a different corner, and then you get to if you watch it, in reality shows you get put into these rooms and you talk about like what you experienced throughout the blah blah blah.
Yep.
By the way, it's all fake. Regardless, it's kind of not. It's kind of not fake too, because you kind of go like, what am I doing with it? So she goes in the beginning of it. She goes, yeah, Freddie he was the first guy I ever gave a blowjob to. Actually, I gave him 2, and like my whole entire family fucking heard that before Christmas Eve. I have a huge fucking family, so like everybody, so like now my whole family, even my like fucking like younger fucking cousins are like watching this shit, and they're like, oh, dude, like they're like, she's like, oh, I gave him 2, and she's like, oh yeah, Freddie's coming over, blah blah, and but regardless of the fact, like she is like Stephanie, like on the show, she's my best friend. She's very smart. She's a smart business girl now. Okay, and she used to be on fucking Disney. She was like one of the Disney girls. Like she was on Nickelodeon and shit, and she dealt with a lot of bullshit in her life, especially with all the bullshit. And, oh, by the way, and I'm gonna do it. Look up Mean Boys and Memories. It's like the hot seller on Amazon. It used to be, but on the first fucking chapter, it's called Freddie. It's called not Freddie. It's called The Boy with the Footlong. Because she met me at a Subway. That's how we like. I was working at Subway down the street from my fucking parents' house, and she came in, and that's how. It's the funniest shit you've ever. It's called Mean Boys and Memories. Look it up. It's a fucking dope. It's a great read, but I couldn't read the rest of it personally because I still love her, and she still loves me, and we still love each other. And so I couldn't read the rest of it, but she told me the whole, and it's weird. Can I tell you something? This is the craziest shit ever. So, when I knew that fucking book came out, I'm at my producer's house. His name is Brian Antonucci, and he, and when I was with Rhino, like, I was at his fucking parents' house, and we had, I think it was it was on Christmas Day, and I just realized, like, oh shit. This book came out, and I read them the whole chapter in front of all of them, and we were all laughing so hard that we were crying. And then that night, she came over and gave me a lap dance in my fucking parents' basement. She's like, oh, you still in Seymour? She came over, we started making out and hooking up, and she's like, we should be on a reality show again. I said, okay, and that's what the fuck happened. That's why we this whole, and you'll see it on the show, and we're talking about it and we're laughing about it. It's such a fucking good, it's good entertainment, to say the least. But that was a long time ago,
That's cool. A long time ago, and you said you're doing another one now, or are you done with that?
Yeah. That's I can't even talk to you about it right now. But I'm starting filming in January.
Oh, that's cool. Well, good for you, man. You're getting yourself on TV. I mean, it's a different world out there. That's cool. That's cool. You're doing that.
It is. But also, like, things happen to you so randomly. It just. Like, I had a 15-minute conversation with someone, and now I'm, like, starting a whole new life. It's crazy.
No,
and people come and go, and it just, and people have anxiety about this and that, but it's like, as long as you're a good person, and you keep cool, and you just keep going, and keep doing what you love to do, nothing can ever stop you.
I love that. I absolutely love that. That's definitely true. So a lot of people just get in their heads a lot about everything.
Yep. Sure do.
And why
Well,
live
how was your day?
Why live that way? You're stopping yourself.
Thanks for listening, by the way.
So
You're good. I mean, I talk too much, you know.
You have interesting stories, and I was like excited to do this interview too because I was like, dude, like you have like cool things to say. So I was like, let's do this. One day I might switch it up to FaceTime or actually do one in person. That'd be cool to do one in person too.
Let's do it again.
Let's
do another one.
Face-to-face. Yeah.
This is great. I love what you're doing,
mean,
by the way. I love what you're doing.
Thank you.
What you're doing. I love what you're doing. I love what you're doing. This is the best. I mean, this is everybody. We need this. We need you. You're so good at it too. And I've been watching. Oh, dude, never mind. The broadcast is fucking epic, and I love it. I love what you're doing. For real.
Well, I appreciate it. Thank you. That means a lot. Thank you. Yeah. So I mean, anything else that like. I know that, since you're on TV, and people see you on TV, people see your shows, I know that there's times where people get crazy.
Yep.
Have you met any crazies lately?
Okay, yeah. You want to know? I'd like to tell you.
Let's go.
There were these motherfuckers were lighting off AK-47s next to my house.
Jesus.
All right? Just like fucking yesterday, dude. I mean, before, I was in jail a couple weeks ago. Because I had a booking agent. I'm not gonna fucking even explain to you what, but it was my fault too. But if you're a booking agent, I'm gonna tell you right now. If you're a booking agent and you sell drugs at your fucking shows, fuck you. And if you're like if you just do not sell drugs at your shows. Do not sell drugs to people, dude. Stop. The drugs aren't everything. Drugs are nothing. Music is everything. And if you can hear me, and if anybody can fucking hear me through this broadcast, drugs can go fuck off. Fuck drugs. And fuck that shit. Be one with yourself. Be fucking, come on. Stop with this. Like, what? Like, stop. Like, drugs do not define you. Like, you need to do drugs before you do this. Okay. Do that outside the fucking music. I mean, just everybody needs, I think in this world, and especially in the music community, like we need to like understand that like drugs and alcohol and all this shit needs to go the fuck away, and we need to focus on music. And it's great because you know what's funny, because I've had my fair share of all that bullshit. I have my fair share of like getting fucking blackout drunk. I still do, whatever, it's okay. I have a good family. I have a good support system. You know why? Because I have good karma coming to me. Because I'm a good person. I'm an honest person. And a lot of people, dude, it's crazy from all the therapy I've ever had in my life. One thing is very true. Tell the truth. Be true to yourself, and things will come to you. Be true to yourself, and that's one thing I wish that I could tell. Like people always go like, "Oh, Freddie, why is everybody always so nice to you? Why like because I've always been a nice person. I've always been there for them, And I've had my fair share of like trying to lie. I tried to lie. I tried to exaggerate. I exaggerate still, whatever. But I do not fucking lie anymore. And it gets to a point where it's like, yo, stop with this fucking like bullshit, like drug addict, drug addiction, and just go to a show and be sober. Like just like you don't even have a couple of beers. Like what in the world is going on? Like stop. And that's where like and find your fucking like small circle. Like I kept my circles. I'm keeping my circles smaller and smaller and smaller, right? And the joints come back faster to me. The joints come back faster to me. Like I have three, and it's fine. But don't be a lone wolf as well. Find exactly. I don't know. And it's find your balance. Find your balance. Like and it hurts other people. And when I'm hurting, I can feel like the community hurting too. And but that's where I'm at now. And I'm just like the happiness is there for you. It's waiting for you. The universe is waiting for you It's not what you're, and people block things because they're fearing everything that's going to happen. It's like, just stop fear. Everybody doesn't realize how good they can be and how amazing things can happen when they just realize, like, you're the reason why it's stopping. What, like, look deep inside yourself and realize that things can happen for you. You're just blocking it. I don't know. That's all I'm going to say.
No, I agree. And I definitely think too, like, it should be about the music. Like, a lot of people just want to go to shows.
Why does it not have to be right? Just go to shows to get fucked up, and it's weird because people, and I used to do that, right? And now I don't. Yeah. I haven't done that in like 2 years, right? Like when the pandemic stopped. And by the way, no one fucking, talks about the pandemic, right? It's like amnesia. Yeah, when I didn't think remember, we didn't think that we'd fucking ever play music ever again. That's when I did all my music videos. By the way, like all the music videos I did was my solo project. It was me on drums, guitar, bass, like everything. And I thought that music was never gonna happen again. But now it's like people are like, but also people are like amped up to like keep it going. It's like, dude, everybody needs to take a chill pill, and do what they're good at doing. And anxiety is a huge factor of it. And
yeah,
I don't know,
I agree.
It's huge. And find your peace. People need to find their peace. And I'm saying this now because I'm projecting. I'm projecting because I wasn't there. I was not there. I couldn't find my peace, and I finally found it. And now that the aftershocks of the earthquake is coming back at me, and I'm like, oh shit.
And that's true. And it's definitely like after the pandemic, like people are when people are playing shows, like people are like excited, so they're out of control and crazy. But there's so much good that came out of it. Like now I'm starting to see like bands coming together and trying to be more,
aftershock,
putting more stuff out. Yeah, it's definitely aftershock, which is a great thing. And I like when
great thing.
Definitely you're killing it out there. So I mean, anything that you have coming out or that you're releasing soon, or
yeah, and I'm gonna send you the one of the first demos that Peasant has come out with for like a long time. What I was going to say is rich kids nowadays, people that have money and got rich, I'm telling you right now, rich kids, the reason why oh my God, I know, I can tell, I can sense what rich kids are, and and
yep.
I'm going to tell you right now, I don't give a fuck, but I just like, it's bullshit how these rich kids, and you can watch them. You can see them. It's fucking fake. And another thing about fake, right? People are eating up fake bullshit. They're eating up fucking fake bullshit. And that's the only thing that I want to say that I'm really discerned about is that, like, I'm real. Like, I've had real experiences in my life, but I can sense when people are just I can sense when people like pay for their streams. People like bands pay for their, or artists pay for their streams. They pay for their marketing. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. Okay, why don't you take that money and give it to the homeless people? Okay, all right. Like, there's no need to pay for fucking streaming, marketing, any of that shit with your fucking band. Go and play fucking shows. Do the fucking work.
Exactly.
Set up shows and go play them. And then let people fucking judge you that way. Don't fucking pay for dumbass fucking like bullshit bot streams and all this garbage. It's disgusting. And dude, like, it's, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I can see it, and I don't want to deal with it. I'm in a sense, like, I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to be involved in it. I don't want to fucking, like, just like, that's what's going. That's the only thing that I see that's wrong right now is, like, rich people need to fucking stop. Rich kids that fucking want to, AKA, be artists, or
I
play
get it,
art,
because
do
a lot
art.
of people, exactly, and then they want to buy. You're buying people. You're buying fake.
But did Picasso do that? Did Picasso Right. Did Picasso do that? Did fucking by the way, Leftover Crack? You know that band?
Yeah.
Leftover Crack? Yeah. I just hung out with the drummer Friday night. We're doing a show at Cell Blues. Like
nice.
things happen. Yeah. Fuck yeah. Oh, that's a different story, but I don't know.
No, that's cool. I mean, yeah, I definitely agree with what you said. Stop buying fucking bullshit, and people need to just let the people decide.
Let the people decide.
I love that.
But also the people that want to decide, they don't decide. They just end up showing up because you know why? Most of the people that show up to your shows, they want to have a good time. They don't give a shit about anything else. And throughout my whole entire life, I've heard people talk shit about my character or like lie about me or lie about this and that or talk shit and lie about me. And so, but still, guess what? They still show up on my shows because most of the time they want to have a good time. And they know that when I throw a show, they're going to have a good time. That's why I'm successful. Doesn't matter about how much bullshit and how much garbage that like can be thrown at you, but also that has everything to do with like how I am. And I take accountability because I make mistakes. Okay? I do. But like, I make mistakes all the time. But
all of us.
But we all make mistakes, and we all forgive each other. But I apologize for like what I do. Like I've made a shit ton of mistakes. But what it comes down to is that I don't give a fuck anymore. I just want to play rock and roll, dude. All I want to do is play rock and roll, go to work, come back home, make rock and roll. That's it. And I just want to I want to make rock and roll. That's it. That's all that matters. And that's the balance. Like, and that's what it means. That's what art is. You know, it's like, but all the bullshit's is gonna creep up to me. And the reason why I can play rock and roll is because I've dealt with a bunch of bullshit that goes through my mind and that goes through my music. And I can relate to everybody, but I'm not gonna fucking talk about like what politics is gonna happen, like politics, and I have no idea. It's not my fucking forte to like talk about what's going on in Palestine, right? Or I read a book called The Hajj. I know what's going on in Palestine. I went to Holy Cross. I know what's going on. From 2,000 years, Palestine and Israel have been a fucking thing that's going on. I knew what's going to happen before it happened. In 1964, the border things that happened, I knew it's been going on forever. And what's going on with Israel? They need to stop fucking bombing Palestine. I know that. But free Palestine, blah 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 blah. It's not going to do anything. You when you put your shit on stories on your fucking Instagram, that does absolute fucking nothing. Nothing.
Yep.
Nothing. You want to be, I was dating this girl. She's Islamic, and she's from Palestine. I know what's going on, and even her, she's not even fucking posting shit on her fucking story. It's like I know, I know, and I know Jews that I know one of my fucking best friends is a Jewish fucking, he's an Israeli army guy. He's not posting shit on his Instagram, and he knows what's going on. Okay, so why is everybody like posting shit on their Instagram about what they know? This is what's going on. This is it's ridiculous, dude. And it has everything to do with social media and their bullshit. Why don't you just come to a show and support the artists in your fucking goddamn community? Why don't you just come to a show and do a community thing and actually support artists that don't even talk about any of this stuff that gets you away from the bullshit? Okay? Because anytime that someone fucking like says something about this and that, there's two different sides of the story. And you want to be part of that one story? Fucking okay, that's fine with me. But come to one of my shows and see some rock and roll and see some of my fucking talented friends that I book at my shows. And that's what it's about. That's what music's about. That's what art's about. It's to get away from your fucking bullshit and come to a show, support them, and don't ask what the cover is. Just pay it so we can get on with our lives. Pay the cover to get into a show and enjoy it. Because at this point, most of the time, all my fucking DJ friends are making thousands of dollars at Cafe 9, right? And then all the rock and roll motherfuckers that spend $1,000 on a fucking Gibson guitar, that they don't even fucking need, that just stays on their wall.
Yeah, they're getting paid $200, okay? But my DJ friend just goes up and just it spreads a bunch of knobs. I had a FaceTime with him on Friday night. He's like, dude, there's 175 fucking people there Friday night, you know? Like, you know? And it's like, dude, stop with this bullshit. That's why I get more people on my shows than fucking anybody else. It's fucking crazy. Just stop. Stop with this bullshit. You don't know what's going on. No one knows anything. Just enjoy. Go out to a show and be entertained. That's all you need to do.
Live in the moment.
I just fucking live in the moment. Live in the now. But also, care about Palestine. Care about all that shit. But do it and actually actions speak louder than the words. Okay? Not stories on your fucking Instagram. Actions.
Yep. And before we close this out, I definitely want to do this in person, so let me know whenever you want to do it in person. But yeah, any final things you got to say or you want to say?
That's it. I mean, I'm sorry I talk too much. I ramble too much.
No, not at all.
Hey, but I love you very much, and I'm so glad. I didn't know. I thought we were gonna do a FaceTime the whole time. But what are you doing? I'm gonna ask you. What did you have for lunch? What did you have for lunch?
I just had a pizza. I'm definitely
nice. So did I.
About that my last
Me too. Yeah. Me too. Where you at now? Where are you living now?
Well, I'm living in Torrington, but I work in Waterbury.
Far as fuck away. Holy shit.
I know, but I'm usually in Waterbury during the week.
Oh no way! Why Waterbury?
I work there. Yeah.
Oh, you work in Waterbury,
Not fun.
Then you go to Torrington. No shit. I know some people. Yeah. Yo, we're actually okay. So before I leave, so Peasant has a bunch of shows set up. We're playing Cafe 9 on the 21st, December 21st. We're playing with People's Club, Mellow Violence. I forgot what their name is, but we're playing with People's Club, Mellow Violet, and we're playing with Frogs. Not Frogs. I'm sorry. My bad. Stay Off the Grass. I want to book them, but Stay Off the Grass. Keep Off the Grass, and we're playing there next. So Keep Off the Grass, People's Club, which, oh my God, I can't wait to see People's Club. Those are my homies, and
they're awesome.
And Mellow Violent on the 21st at Cafe 9, and we're playing. Then we're playing January 5th at Beer X. I got fucking Tintype, which everybody needs to fucking see Tintype. They're unbelievable. Tintype, TIN type. Then we're playing with
cool.
on January 5th at Beer X, Tintype, Bazel, fucking Vebs, 2 V's, EBS, and Peasant on January 5th at Beer X. And then January 19th, we're playing at 33 Golden with Mitch Kramer and Haunts at 33 Golden in New London. And then January 27th, I just booked the Danglers, Sakara,
nice.
and Big Psy. And then March is a whole new. We're playing so many shows in the next couple of months. It's gonna be a good time. And I hope to see you guys there. I hope to see you at the show. And that's it. That's all I gotta say.